Everyday Conversations Learning American English Lesson 1 Introductions and Small Talk Dialogue 1-1 Formal Greetings. Listen carefully.
Good morning, Professor Austin. How are you doing?
Good morning, James. I'm doing well. And you?
I'm great, thank you. This is my friend Emma. She is thinking about applying to this college. She has a few questions. Would you mind telling us about the process, please?
Hello, Emma. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm more than happy to speak with you. Please, stop by my office next week.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Thank you so much for helping us.
Don't mention it. Hopefully, I will be able to answer your questions.
Alright, let's talk about this conversation all together. James starts and says, "Good morning, Professor Austin. How are you doing?" So what does it mean? Firstly, we can change the sentence like, "Professor Austin, I'd like to wish you a nice day. How are things going for you?" Or we can say, "Professor Austin, good morning. How are things going for you?" Or, "Professor Austin, good morning. What's new with you?" Professor Austin starts and says, "Good morning, James. I am doing well. And you?" So what does it mean? It means, "James, good morning. I'm in good shape. How are you?" So in good shape means I'm really fine, as fit as a fiddle. Means super excellent. And also we can say, "Good morning, James. I am in fine physical condition. How exactly are you?" James continues and says, "I'm great, thank you. This is my friend Emma." Okay, so what is this is? When you're introducing somebody to someone else or to somebody else, you are using this is. Okay, we don't say he is or she is. We say this is, for example, my friend. This is my sister. This is my brother. This is my classmate. This is my teacher. We don't say he is my brother, she is my sister, he is my teacher. We don't say that. Only this is, okay? So in other words, we can also say, "Thank you, I am fine. Emma is a friend of mine." So when you're introducing somebody again, you can say, for example, "He or she is a friend of mine," or "my friend," we can say. Or you can also say, "Thanks, I'm great. Emma is a friend of mine." Or you can say, based on this conversation, based on the context, we can say, "Thanks, Professor. I'm doing excellent. I'm here to introduce one of my friends to you. Her name is Emma." What a lovely paraphrase you can also say. Then James again continues and says, "She is thinking about applying to this college." So what does it mean? In other words, she is considering applying to this university. So university is basically the college, which means that she wants to join that specific university or college. In other words, we can also say she is debating whether or not to apply to this university. Debating means she wants to make sure because she is not certain. So she is asking a lot of questions to make sure, okay? James continues and says she has a few questions. So a few has a synonym which means a couple of. She has a couple of inquiries. So inquiry is a kind of question. What type of question? A question which is a difficult one and it requires a lot of research and solid answers. Or we can simply say she's got a couple of inquiries. Again, she's got, she has or she's got. They're the same. And also we can say she has a few inquiries. Again, we can simply say that, right? Then James continues and says, "Would you mind telling us about the process, please?" So this is really interesting. First of all, after this expression like "would you mind," okay, or "would you mind," you definitely need a gerund. What is a gerund? If you put an ing to the end of the verb, okay, that verb becomes a noun because that is a gerund. So tell, telling, come, coming, speak, speaking. Like, would you mind telling? Would you mind coming? Would you mind going? Okay, you need a kind of ing. This is a grammatical point. So would you mind telling us about the process, please? You can change it and paraphrase it like, could you please? Could you please is a synonym for the phrase would you mind, right? So could you please tell us? What is the grammatical difference here? After using could you please, we remove ing and to. So infinitive without to, okay? We cannot say could you please to tell or could you please to speak. We remove to, we omit it, okay? Could you please tell us? Could you please tell us about the procedure? Procedure is a synonym for the word process. And also we can say, please explain the procedure to us. What a lovely paraphrase. Please explain the procedure to us. And also, please tell us about the procedure. What a lovely paraphrase again. And then Professor Austin says, hello Emma, it is a pleasure to meet you. Which means we can also say, Emma, hello, it is great to meet you, right? It is fantastic to meet you. Or we can say, Emma, how are you? It is great to meet you. And also, we can simply say, it's great to meet you in person, Emma. All of these three sentences are great paraphrases for that specific sentence. And then Professor Austin continues and says, I am more than happy to speak with you. What a lovely and beautiful sentence. I am more than happy, which means I'd be delighted, or I would. I'd means I would. I'd be delighted to meet you. Delighted means really happy. Or you can say, I'd love to talk to you, or I would love to talk to you, right? And simply, I would be delighted or delighted to meet with you. Or you can simply say, I would be delightful to meet you or to meet with you, all right? So these are paraphrases. And then Professor Austin says, please stop by my office next week. So stop by is a phrasal verb. It means please visit. So stop by means visit. Synonym also drop by. So stop by, drop by, or visit. Please visit me at my office next week. Or we can say a couple of days later, right? And also we can say next week, please visit me at my office. Or, and pay me a visit. What a lovely expression. Please pay me a visit next week, or please pay me a visit after a couple of days. Emma says, it's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. So this is a very cliche sentence, but it means, Professor, it is a pleasure to see you. Or we can say, Professor, it is great to finally meet you. Professor, it is an honor to see you. It is an honor. This is super, super polite. And then Emma continues and says, thank you so much for helping us. So thank you so much means thank you very much. Thank you so much, thank you very much for your assistance. So assistance means helping, right? Or you can simply say, please accept our heartfelt or heartful gratitude for your assistance. Or you can say, thank you very much for all of your assistance. Professor Austin says, don't mention it. So let's talk about it. Of course, this is a kind of expression. I will talk about it later. But first, let me just try to paraphrase it. Don't mention it means don't bring it up. So bring something up means to start to talk about a kind of specific topic. Basically, in an appropriate way, okay? Or you can simply say, it's best if you don't bring up that subject. Means please do not talk about it. Don't even think about or talk about it. I didn't do anything. Or simply you can say, don't even bring it up, right? Hopefully I will be able to answer your questions. Hopefully means I hope, full of hope, Okay? Let's talk about it. It says, hopefully I'll be able to respond to your inquiries. Okay? Respond means answer. Questions becomes inquiries, right? Or you can simply say, I am hoping to be able to respond to your inquiries. What a lovely sentence. Or you can simply say, hopefully I'll be able to respond to your queries. So what is query? Query is a kind of question which is very simple or very easy question, easy to answer. And now let's talk about language notes, right? So the greetings like good morning, good afternoon, good evening are used at different times of the day, of course, to greet people, okay? For example, good evening is often used after 6 p.m. Good morning is morning, afternoon is the afternoon. Or generally when the sun has set. So sun rises, goes up, sun sets, goes down, becomes dark or night. And also we can say good night. So good night is not a hello. Good night is the end of the conversation. We cannot use good night to say hello. So good night is not a greeting. It is used when leaving a place or group of people. Thank you and good night, like that. Thank you and good night means see you later, like finishing, stopping, ending the conversation. So good night and see you tomorrow. See you next week. These are really important. Next thing is when people meet in the United States, it is customary for them to shake hands. So customary means something that everybody accepts it, or everybody, there's no problem with that. Everybody is okay with that, okay, with that behavior, with that, mindset. So like shaking hands, it is really cool or okay in the United States to shake hands with people. A shake hand should be firm. Firm means strong, like firm shake hand, and usually lasts for about 2 or 3 seconds, like shaking hands for 1, 2, 3 seconds. Why? Because it allows enough time to you to say nice to meet you. We cannot say, okay, shake hand and finish. So we shake hands, okay? Oh, nice to meet you, It continues like for 3 seconds. And finally, we have like the expression, don't mention it. So don't mention it is another way of saying you're welcome. So if somebody says don't mention it, he or she means you're welcome. The phrase you're welcome is more formal. So you're welcome is a little bit informal. You are welcome is much more formal. However, responses such as don't mention it, no problem, happy to help are informal ways of responding to a thank you. So if somebody says thank you, you can say don't mention it, no problem, happy to help. This is lovely, happy to help, right? Yes, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Until next video, live long and prosper. Take care.